Evening, everybody. I should get like a little graphic for that about COVID-19 isolation day 7. What would this be? How's everybody coping this evening? Okay, so I'm going to try and do this every evening at 7, as long as there's interest. I mean, if only one person is going to watch or that, thanks, Mom, then it's not worth doing. But I think a daily check-in once in a while, and maybe this show will evolve a bit. I know that we had Katty Kamkar from CAMH on yesterday. She's going to join me again this week, by the way. A psychiatrist has some great advice on keeping your mental health in check, and that's what this is all about, is keeping your mental health in check. You spend the day watching bad news, thinking about bad things. I know that we just had a breaking news about another death here in Ontario, and this is important for you not to ignore what's going on, but don't let it consume you either. So we're just going to try and stay positive. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Philomena. I'd love to hear what you're doing today. Maybe you have some suggestions. Maybe you have some thoughts. Maybe you just want to say, hey, you know what? I'm kind of worried. I have set up an email account too. It's called firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. I just set it up literally a couple of minutes ago. That's why I don't have a little graphic here for it. So it's firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. Your questions, your comments, your concerns about mental health as it relates to COVID-19. So that's what we want to do. We want to open things up here. I want to show you, this is kind of a neat painting rocks. Lynn, explain. Painting rocks. We tried making bread, says Mike. Mike's a buddy of mine. Greeting from Kingston. Hello to Kingston. Painting rocks. I want to know about that one. I'll try and watch for it as it comes by. I want to show you what did some baking and went for a nice long walk with the family. That's right. Don't forget social distancing, okay? I'm seeing a lot of people out there who are out in groups and things like that. We really, really need to practice this social distancing. You know, theoretically, if we all just kept our distance for just a little more than 2 weeks, this would all be over. But if we can't do that. We're just not able to do that. So whatever you can do, don't even say, I'll take a chance. I'm feeling good. My friend is feeling good. I have RA depression. I'm getting quite scared, trying to read as much as I can. Okay, Sandra. Yeah, you're not alone. Believe me, you are not alone. You are scared. I'm scared. I admit it. I'm scared. And that's okay. That's natural. That's a natural human emotion. Just don't let it take you over. Find things to distract yourself. Well, Mary, I don't think that's a great idea. I've been stripping wallpaper in Wasaga Beach. Okay, that's just going to cause more stress, Mary. But I want to get back to Sandra because a lot of people are scared. And like I said, it's normal. Just don't let it consume you. So sitting there in your own thoughts, not doing anything, not taking action is not what you should be doing right now. I suffer with generalized anxiety. I have generalized anxiety as well. 4 people in my life who are at high risk. Took a walk yesterday, did yoga and baked, using the time to organize the house. That's what Philomena said. Good for you, Philomena. Great for you. Kudos to you. Just keep it up. It's one thing to be able to say, okay, wonderful, I am going to bake some bread today, and then I'm going to do some yoga tomorrow. You got to keep it up. So we're going to come up with some ideas as well for you. A great day for a walk yes, it was a great day for a walk today. Watching The Office from the beginning on Netflix. Fantastic idea, fantastic. Okay, Lynn just explained painting rocks. Kids painting rocks to drop at parks. Oh, when we're allowed out, that's a great idea. So you know what? Positive messages put on rocks, painted. You know what? That is a great idea. Gordon Lightfoot movie on Gem. Got it free and loved it. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love Gordon Lightfoot. John from 10 Ford. Hey, how you doing, John? Yeah, definitely. Hey from Cochrane. Hello up in Cochrane. I'm not too stressed yet, says April, but the next few weeks might get worse. Yes. We have to face the truth. We have to face the reality. This is not going to be over in a couple of weeks. Not even a month. Most likely 2 months minimum. That's minimum. Okay? So we've got to take this in stride. This is what one family, I saw this on Facebook, what one family, or what one street is doing. I don't know exactly where this is. The whole street has added green paper to their windows. If it changes to red, it means they require assistance, shopping, medication, or transport. That's a great idea. Because what you'll do is make contact with each other through email and things like that. So if you see the red card, it's, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? What do you need? Maybe they just need to talk. There's a lot of times people just need to talk. Let me go through some more of your comments. Have 5 dogs on the farm, busy working on obedience training and teaching them new tricks. Baking, a lot of baking going on. I think that's why I can't find flour in the store. I've suffered from GAD. I had to think about that for a second, Linda. GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, I believe. I found since this has happened, my anxiety has increased significantly. Yeah, so has mine. I've been off on holidays from work for a week, back to work tomorrow. I work in a nursing home as a personal support worker. Take care, follow all the instructions, and thank goodness you are there and you're going back to work. There's a lot of people depending on you. And that brings me to another suggestion for you. The reason I'm doing this Facebook Live is not because I'm looking for a job, but because, remember what Mr. Rogers said, in times of trouble, look towards the helpers. And so I'd rather be a helper than someone who's just sitting there. This is what I do. I broadcast. I communicate. So if this brings comfort to anybody, 1 or 2 people or a bunch of people, you know what? Then at least I've done something. What can you do? Baking for people, doing some artwork, things like that, things to brighten up people's day. I just watched Contagion. Yeah, we watched that the other day, didn't we, Parker? Contagion. No, it wasn't Contagion. I've noticed on Netflix all those virus movies are all trending. We got to stop that. Try and find something else. I watched Sherlock Holmes again yesterday with what's his name? What's his name, Parker? Robert Downey Jr. Thank you. And then, you know what I watched the other day that I loved was Network. I have not watched that since it was in the theaters in the 70s. I'm not kidding. So, and I was just a kid. So I really, really enjoyed it. And it's actually, I think, just as relevant, maybe even more relevant today than it was back in the 70s. Lots of love from Port Elgin and our beautiful yet deserted beach. Yes, Port Elgin, one of the most beautiful beaches. In fact, National Geographic lists that as one of the most beautiful places to watch a sunset in the world. Worrying about my hubby. He's a receiving manager. It says Longs, but I believe it Longo. They have done a great job at the grocery stores. Please watch all the things. I was at Loblaws today, and they have measurements for staying 6 feet apart from each other. Please observe those. I didn't, and a woman turned around and pointed to me. You're supposed to be over there. So thank you to that lady. Miss you. How are you from Trenton? Hello, Trenton. I'm doing great, Margaret. Thank you very much. We're busy entertaining a 6-year-old. You know what? Kids will keep you busy. And I want you to keep a close eye on your kids, all right? They know, no matter how young they are, they can sense that something's wrong. So you got to choose what you want to tell them. Most kids demand honesty. And in this day and age, kids are seeing things and hearing things that we only dreamed of had nightmares of when we were kids. But keep in mind talking to your kids. Don't forget them. They need to know the truth, but tell them you're there. Tell them you're doing everything you can for them. But be honest with them. Don't hide it from them unless they're really, really young. Then it's definitely something. I'm thinking end of May might be possible, Mike. Yeah. And I've heard everything from end of May to end of summer to even end of the year. Michelle. Okay, we all have to think of Michelle, okay, right now. Last night hit me hard. Today I tried to relax, went for a walk, played basketball with my kids, and cleaned one day at a time. That's what we got to do. Thank you, Michelle. One day at a time. And I'm sorry it hit you so hard yesterday. We'll get through it. We're going to get through it together. We are going to do this together. But I want you to stay positive. What I've been doing is I've been muting people on Twitter who have all the negative. There's enough negative out there, definitely. Hi from Godrich, watching Kenny Rogers videos. Oh, yeah, we lost one of the greats. I was so worried yesterday because I looked at some of the trends on Twitter and Dolly Parton started trending, and I thought, oh, no, not another one. But no, they were just trending because she was, of course, she had that famous duet, Islands in the Stream. That is what we are. I had to sing it to myself. So that's what they were just talking about. So she's okay. I'm sure she's very heartbroken as well. So Kenny Rogers, yeah. Shopping for two families. Yeah, Lynn, sounds like you're shopping for two families, though, for good reason. So that's what you can do. I want to know what everybody else is doing as well. What do you want to do? What can you do? I want to remind you of the new email address. Thinking. First aid for your mental health at gmail.com. I'm doing this without a prompter, without a writer, without directors, audio people. So I'm doing it all myself. It's just I'm isolated at home as well. Caught Flash on Netflix. Sent messages to friends. I've been doing a lot of talking with friends as well. Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know how many of you know, but yeah, I've been separated for the last year, and so I've been dating, and so that is anybody who's dating or been on dating apps. It's put a bit of a crimp in things, hasn't it? But it's been interesting because I'm talking to so many people, and it's not a matter of, hey, do you want to go for a coffee? It's a matter of talking, and then more talking, and then more talking, and then more talking, and I'm actually making a lot of great friends. Yvonne, Yvonne, I'm going to scold you here. You said I suffer from depression. I want you to stop saying that. I want you to start saying I live with depression, because what you're going to do, Yvonne, is you are going to learn to live with it. You are going to learn to take it in stride, take a breath, and when it overtakes you, talk to somebody. And if they don't listen, talk to somebody else. Please, Yvonne, I want you to start living with depression. Hi, Kevin. My boyfriend was a student in your journalism class this year. And even though I do not know you personally, I think your topics are really important. It's really important and being helpful. That's okay. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for that. I'm honestly not in this for compliments. I'm doing this honestly and sincerely because it's what I can do. If you work in a grocery store, that's what you do. If you're a doctor, that's what you do. I'm a communicator. I'm a storyteller. I'm a journalist. So this is what I do. And I prefer to do things from a more positive standpoint. A reminder, this is your daily reminder, turn off the news most of the day. Just turn it on once or twice a day. And that's all you need. Just get up to date in the morning, get up to date in the afternoon. Turn it off. Turn it off. It's going to be bad news for a while. It's going to be bad news. Yes, there's some positive stories happening out there. I love to hear them. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Oh wow, a lot of you out there. Good, Yvonne. I live with depression, and you have to live that too. No, sorry, no pun intended. You have to live that. Live with depression. Accept it. It's. You know what? Once you have depression, I like I said, I have generalized anxiety disorder and severe depressive disorder. I'll have that for the rest of my life. I know it. It's how you deal with it, how you live with it. I found a great man on our time. Oh, okay. Now we're talking dating apps. Okay. So is this where we're going to go, Mary? Is that where we're going? Found out we grew up in the same area. Our time is a dating app for folks my age. Thank you for the positive messaging. If you're home, start your spring cleaning. Yes, great idea. I have found too, especially when dealing with stress and anxiety, cleaning things up and uncluttering is very healthy. It's really, really healthy. Let's flatten the curve now. Yes, definitely. You hear a lot about the curve, folks, and we want to flatten it. What that means generally is as that I'm trying to find the right way that I'm going here. As that curve goes up, sorry, it's reversed on TV. As that curve goes up, that's the new cases that we hear every day. But what we want to do is the less active cases, all right? So we want fewer new cases than we have active and cured cases. The news is very overwhelming, Karen. You know what? I'm gonna need a secretary to do, an assistant to do all of this. Cleaning my drawer, says Lori, did socks last night. Okay, Laurie, how many single socks did you have? That's the challenge. Get rid of all those single socks. Okay, Floyd, you rock. Now, did I miss something that Floyd said? Hold on. Say. Oh, yes. You know what I did today? I say thank you to the grocery store workers, says Sandra. What I did today is every worker that I was at the Loblaws at Carlton and Church, the old Maple Leaf Gardens, and I stopped to say thank you to the people who work there. And, yes, they're getting paid. Yes, it's their job. But they're concerned. Their families are very concerned. So they could decide, no, you know what? It's not worth my health to be here. So let's thank them. Just say thank you to your delivery people. Say thank you to people who work at grocery stores and that. Parker, are you seeing anything interesting popping up there with questions? Here's more singles than I ever thought. 50. Where do they? Okay. I'm not doing the dating app thing right now. Let me see. Cleaning out closets and drawers, decluttering. How's your mom? She is wonderful. My mom is in a seniors residence in North Bay, and of course they're on lockdown, but they're taking very good care of them. I want to say hi to all the seniors who are shut in now, especially those in seniors residences who aren't allowed visitors right now. There's a lot of people thinking about you. There are a lot of people thinking about you. Yes. The challenges start tomorrow when I have to start my son with the online learning portal tomorrow. There's a lot of online learning that's going to be going on. Who knows? We might discover something interesting. You know what? My son Parker he had found some stuff for me, and he had said that it was during lockdowns for and isolation for earlier plagues and viruses that Shakespeare wrote King Lear and Macbeth, and also Sir Isaac Newton discovered the laws of gravity and calculus during that time. So, you could solve time travel in this time. You could solve problems with the space-time continuum right now. Solve all sorts of problems right now. Put your mind to things. Keep people busy. Keep yourself busy. Tammy, suffer from anxiety, and I've been off work since January, just taking one day at a time. Good for you. That's all you got to do. Get through today. Try and get a decent sleep. Try and eat well. Try and get out and exercise. I have to emphasize, though, we have to practice the isolation. We have to. You can't just say, hey, are you sick? Are you sick? They have now discovered that people who are asymptomatic, so those who aren't showing any signs of corona, they still transport it and transfer it. You could conceivably have corona right now and not know it and never know it. There could also be someone you're meeting that could have it and never know it and not know it. You can't take that chance. So don't give in to the temptation to go and visit people just because they don't have symptoms. And don't forget, it takes 14 days for 5 to 14 days for the symptoms to show themselves. If you are looking for information, I want you honestly to go to the World Health Organization's website, your local public health website. Those are the most reliable places. They're also the places that are not going to be alarmist and sensationalistic. I want you to get the right information. So keep doing that. I have anxiety right now. It's hard what I can do. Do you think the economy will bounce back? Well, you know what? It has no choice but to bounce back. It has no choice, but we have no choice, right? The human race are survivors. We are. We have suffered depressions, recessions, crashes. I bet you'd wish you'd listened to your grandmother and grandfather talk about the Depression, right? No? Well, Grandpa, that'll never happen again. What will happen will happen. And as Dr. Kamkar told us yesterday here, you have to just roll with the punches. So we'll deal with that. Don't worry about things you can control. Get control of things you can control. Can you control the economy? No. So what you have to do is say, okay, that's a concern. I'm going to put that over here because I can't control it. So I can't worry about it. Do what you can control. Get control of whatever you can control. Can you maybe set up some Facebook groups or set up groups with your neighbors or even in your apartment buildings and condos? You can still do it with social distancing. Exchange email addresses and phones. What can you do for each other? Maybe they just want to talk. Maybe it's like you step out on your front porch and they just want to talk. As long as you're more than 6 feet away. What was okay? Parker had this. Somebody had said this. What was about the fart? Sorry, I apologize. What was it?
Oh, if you can smell that person's fart, you're too close or something like
There's,
that.
well, yeah, but there's a rhyme that went with it. If you smell,
If you can smell a person's fart, you're not far enough apart.
if you can smell the person's fart, you're not far enough apart. So maybe that's your gauge. Maybe it's not 6 feet. I don't know. For me, you would have to be about 20, 30, sometimes 100 feet away. But that's just me. Smile, have fun, joke about things. Look at the beauty. We did have a beautiful day today. I think it's supposed to rain later on, but we need that. Crank the music during the day outside and rock. Why not? Music will do everything for you, right? Music is going to soothe the savage beast. So listening to music, find things to do. Don't just sit there. Francine, love that fart. Who doesn't love a good fart? And the nice thing is about being on Facebook and social media is I can say words like that with no problems. Do you think we're heading towards another Great Depression or recession? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't control that. You can't control that. So we'll deal with it. We will deal with it. Keep positive. That's from Francis. No snow. Now I know some people were up in Cochrane. I don't know. Could you tell me up in Cochrane, Moosonee, Timmins? Have you guys still got snow? I know my buddy Ferland Davey lives up in Moosonee. Do you folks still have snow up north? Where does the snow stop if it's still out there at all? Still looking at your comments here, and don't forget my email if you have suggestions for what you would like me to do on this broadcast. But if you fart loudly in an elevator and it doesn't stink, but at the same time someone else farts quietly but it stinks, would you still savor that? Oh, Mike! What? He made me breathe it. Mike Dancy, actually, and I have been in contact for many, many years. Snow tomorrow in Toronto. Laurie, stop with the fake news. Is there snow tomorrow for Toronto? Is that the forecast? I haven't looked at any forecast. You look that up. What is it? Hold on. Snow tomorrow in Toronto. How are you doing? Kawartha Lakes, hello. Out in the Kawartha Lakes, Peterborough, and beautiful area of the country. Peterborough, Lindsay, out through that area. What is it? Well, it's supposed to be 2 degrees at the lowest. So maybe not. We'll keep our fingers crossed. In Brown County, Sidewalk Chalk is used to leave messages in front of family homes. Francine, thank you for that suggestion. Sidewalk Chalk, why not? Go down the street and write some messages for your neighbors. Oshawa as well. What was that? Oshawa as well? Sorry. I presume you're talking about the... give me full sentences, okay? These messages are coming in fast and furious. Hello from Coburg. Coburg, I believe, is the... is that where the Big Apple is? I think that's in Coburg. Would love to go up to our trailer just to get rid of leaves. Now, you can go out. You just have to social distance from people. That's what you have to do. In fact, going for a walk, as Debbie said, it's a perfect time to go for a walk and get those frustrations out. We have tons in Cochrane. Hey, Mike! My buddy Mike Robin up in... hey, Mike, how's it going with the homeless people? Because I know Mike Robin runs a shelter up in Cochrane. He's a fantastic guy. I wonder how that is doing. Where's that? I ran for 40 minutes today. Graham, good for you. Snow tomorrow in Norland. How's it going with the homeless, Mike? Okay, seriously, snow. Yeah, I know. That's enough bad news, right? Where are you, Mike? I'm trying to find you. There's got to be a better way. If somebody has a better idea for me and how to get messages, let me know, please. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Blue ribbon tied to your tree out front of your house to support the nurses. Okay. That's a great idea. Who was that, Parker? What was her?
Kathy Carter Beasley.
Kathy. That's a great idea. You remember the old song, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree? And it was for a prisoner coming home, and then we used yellow ribbons for our soldiers coming home. Tie a blue ribbon around your front tree for the nurses and other medical workers. That is a great idea. That is a fantastic idea. Have you seen Mike's response? I wanted to finish that. Yeah, if somebody wants to email me, and it's first aid for your mental health at gmail.com. First aid for your mental health at gmail.com. Sheila's brush for Newfoundland, another 25 centimeters. That's what you pay, though, for living in such a beautiful part of the country, right? Is you get the storms, you get the snow. Blue for first responders, definitely. In Peterborough, Food Bank is collecting tomorrow. Leave food on your step. Good idea. So if you folks are out in the Peterborough area, leave some food on your front step. That comes with cleaning out, right? You're cleaning out your pantry and that, or you're going grocery shopping tonight. Get some extra stuff for the food bank. Peterborough Food Bank collecting tomorrow. Leave food on your front step. What else are people doing? Hearts in our windows to show love for frontline workers. A lot of people using their windows. I live in cottage country. People are traveling from Toronto to their cottages, bringing their families to the home reno stores, not buying necessities, but full out buying stuff for renos. And the stores are crazy because of this. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Just, you know what? As long as people know. I saw a Sidewalk Chalk message in Midland today. Says Vivian, happy birthday. First aid for your mental health at gmail.com. First aid for your mental health at gmail.com. Mike, I spelled Gmail wrong. Or did I spell Gmail wrong? No, gmail.com. See. Oh, I have a granddaughter, says Mary, who's a nurse. I just happen to have 2 oak trees in my front yard. Just have to find blue ribbon. All right. Call people, touch base. Nancy, that's a great idea. Maybe even some people you thought you haven't talked to in a long time. Make a red heart, put it on your mailbox. Definitely. We're doing the best. Okay, here's Mike. We're doing the best we can right now, really enforcing the hand washing and maintaining space. We're taking it one day at a time as well. Mike Robin up in Cochrane, he works with homeless people, and we have to remember our homeless population. While we're self-isolating and we have access to soap and fresh food and that, a lot of our homeless population don't. We say there are shelters out there. Shelters are horrible places. And a lot of homeless people, you see them on the street, even on cold nights, because a lot of them don't even want to go to the shelters. They're not good places. Fights, you get robbed constantly. So, yeah, shelters, sadly, it's wonderful they're there, and the people who work there are doing a great job, but they're just not good places. So we have to remember our homeless people. You should come up to Newmarket when the pandemic is over, Kev. My boss wants to see you at Cachet, where I work. What is Cachet, Graham? Colborne is where are you sure it's Colborne where the Big Apple is? Port Colborne? I thought it was Coburg. I guess I was wrong. Okay. Remember all the government workers still working in the offices? They're needed to get our benefits out. Remember Amazon workers, Canada Post, drugstore, grocery store workers, transit workers. FaceTime is also a great idea. If you have to talk through a senior on how to use it. In fact, it would be great if seniors' homes would set up Skype and FaceTime for loved ones to talk and keep in touch with a couple of other. There are a couple of popular YouTubers in Newmarket. Look them up. Okay, thanks, Mike. While the green and red cards and windows are a good idea, it's problematic as it lets would-be thieves know who's home, alone, and vulnerable. Okay, Mel, on a normal day, I would say I agree with you. You don't want to give any indication to people about your vulnerability. However, presumably on a street where they institute this, where everybody has green and red cards, the one thing that is best at keeping people away from breaking into homes is a street that cares about their neighbor. So, yeah, Mel, I'd say this is not normal time. So I think at this point, watch for people. So you know what? That's what else you can be doing. That's if you're saying, well, what can I do? You can be watching out for things unusual. Yeah, there are people who are going to take advantage of this. So if you see something suspicious in your neighborhood, call 911. That's what you can do. So what are you doing? Are you part of the problem or a part of the solution? Okay, you know what? I've been on for 30 minutes. I've been talking nonstop. You are going to be bored of me. I'm going to come on every night at 7 o'clock. I'll try and do different things. Email me at firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. Let me know what else I can do for you, what else we can do on this program. But I want it to have a positive slant to it. Send me pictures and videos of what you're doing. Send me your concerns as well when it comes to mental health, and we'll discuss those issues. So for now, I'm going to wish you a good night. I want you to put the worry and the stress aside. Lift it off your shoulders for a little bit. There's nothing you can do about it anyway, right? So find a bad movie, find a good movie, read a book, draw a picture. I saw someone earlier said that they picked up the paintbrush for the first time in a long time. Thank goodness. So thank you very much. Get in touch with me. And I got to write this down. firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. firstaidforyourmentalhealth@gmail.com. Everybody, please take care of yourselves and each other.